Hey, my dear fishing friends. Your old pal is back with the latest and greatest fishing forecast. Today, we're diving deep into what awaits us on Wednesday, December 17th, 2025, across the beautiful waters of Ireland. Get ready, because this day is shaping up to be a real game changer. We're talking about a transition from a blustery, wet start to clearer, calmer conditions. A shift that could spell some incredible opportunities if you know where to look and what to use. Stick with me, and I'll arm you with all the knowledge to make this mid-December day a memorable one on the water. First up, let's talk tactics for some of Ireland's most sought-after species. My friends, winter fishing demands a smart approach, and I've got three top contenders for you today. The mighty pike. These toothy predators are true champions of the cold, and they'll be active but selective. Where to find them, you ask? Look for them hugging those deeper drop-offs, the edges of submerged weed beds, and any structure like fallen trees or old snags. With inland water temperatures likely hovering around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, pike will be conserving energy but still feeding opportunistically. They're not chasing vigorously, so slow, deliberate presentations are key. For tackle, a medium-heavy spinning rod with a good quality bait casting or robust fixed spool reel is ideal. My go-to lures for this time of year are larger soft plastics, say 5 to 8 inches, slowly retrieved along the bottom or over structure. Also, dead baits, either ledgered or fished under a float in deeper pockets, can be incredibly effective. Remember, patience is your best friend when targeting winter pike. The feisty perch. These striped beauties often bunch up in winter, so finding one usually means finding a few. Concentrate your efforts around deeper holes in rivers close to submerged features and drop-offs in lakes. They love those slightly warmer, more stable pockets of water that offer refuge from the cold. For gear, a light or ultralight spinning rod, or even a sensitive waggler or feeder setup will work wonders. Small jig heads, micro jigs, and tiny drop shot rigs with soft plastic grubs around 1 to 2 inches are fantastic. Alternatively, if you're a bait angler, a simple paternoster rig with a small worm or a maggot feeder can be deadly. Keep your bait small, your presentation subtle, and don't be afraid to try different depths in the same spot until you find where they're holding. The wily sea bass. Many think bass are purely a summer fish, but let me tell you, they feed all year round in Irish waters, especially from late October right through to early March. On a day like this, with ocean temperatures averaging around 10 to 11 degrees Celsius in coastal areas, bass will be hunkering down in specific areas. Look for them around deeper marks, especially where sandbanks create calmer pockets amidst the more agitated surf. These are ambush predators, and they'll be searching for easy meals in the stirred-up water as the conditions calm. For tackle, a sturdy surf rod with a fixed paternoster rig is your best bet. Forget the flashy lures for now. In winter, it's all about natural bait. Think big, juicy lugworms or fresh peeler crabs cast beyond the breaking waves into those deeper channels. And be patient, friends. Bass are worth the wait. Fish the incoming tide, especially the last 2 hours before high water and the first hour of the ebb. That's when they move in to feed. Now let's talk about the conditions that shape our day, the theoretical base, as I like to call it. The weather picture. For Wednesday, December 17th, 2025, Ireland will start off wet and blustery, with some precipitation around 1.4 millimeters and winds averaging 27.7 kilometers per hour. The humidity will be high, around 81.2%. However, the good news is that drier, clearer, and calmer conditions are expected to gradually spread as the day goes on. This shift is crucial. The initial blustery conditions can stir up the water, which can be great for predatory species like bass, but it also makes conditions tougher for us anglers. As the pressure rises and the winds calm, fish often settle into a more consistent feeding pattern, especially after the initial disruption. Water temperature. In our seawaters around Ireland, temperatures in mid-December average around 10 to 11 degrees Celsius in coastal areas like Dublin. Inland waters will likely be colder, probably in the low single digits, typically 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. This cold water significantly slows down the metabolism of most fish, making them less active and more reluctant to chase fast-moving baits. They conserve energy, often holding in deeper, more stable temperature zones. Understanding this helps you predict their holding patterns and adjust your presentation to a slower, more deliberate approach. The moon phase. On December 17, 2025, well be under a waning crescent moon. The illuminated surface of the moon will be very low, around 5 to 7.28%, nearing a new moon. Many old-school anglers, myself included, have a soft spot for moon phases. While the science isn't always cut and dry, popular belief suggests that the fishing can be a bit slower right after a full moon, as fish might have fed heavily during the bright nights. However, this waning period can also see fish settling into a more consistent feeding pattern after the initial full moon activity. So, while it might not be a red-hot bite, it can still be productive for those who are patient and fish smart. Overall fish activity. Considering all these factors, the initially damp and blustery start clearing to calmer conditions, stable but cold water temperatures, and the waning crescent moon, I'm going to give our overall fishing forecast for December 17, 2025, a rating of challenging but rewarding. The conditions aren't perfect, but they are certainly favorable for success if you adapt your approach. The slight rain and pressure changes might make the fish a little cautious initially, but the clearing weather and stable temperatures later in the day offer a real window of opportunity, especially for our predatory species like pike and perch in freshwater and bass and cod in the sea. So there you have it, my friends. Go out there, embrace the challenge, and make the most of what this day has to offer. May your lines be tight and your catches be plentiful. Remember, patience and a smart approach are your greatest tools. Until next time, tight lines and stay safe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a big thumbs up if you found this forecast helpful, and tell me in the comments below. What are your go-to winter baits, and what's the biggest pike, perch, or bass you've ever landed in December?